choosing to continue your career at Indiana?
Coming to Indiana was based on the tradition. Coach Green has a lot of guys that weren't highly ranked out of high school, and he developed them into great players. So that kind of caught my eye when choosing to come to Indiana.
Okay. Max?
Yeah, I think about the choices I had for my last year of eligibility. Indiana was a pretty unique one. They have a heck of a tradition, and coming here and meeting with some of the guys, and I could tell they had really good personalities and some good guys that come together, and I've seen play good basketball. That combined with the coaching staff, the stress they have on player development, as well as me getting into the business school is some big things for me.
Okay, open it up for questions, Alex.
Both of you guys have played here in the past. Max, a couple times. I know Josh, you played here last year. What do you remember most about playing in Assembly Hall?
I remember just the noise level. Especially when Michigan and Indiana were 1-3. We came here. It was probably if not the loudest, one of the loudest places I've ever played. The passion the state has for Indiana basketball is unbelievable. It was always exciting to come here, and we knew we were going to get a really good game.
I would have to say the same thing. The passion of the fans, how loud it got during the game, and just walking into the gym and just feeling the tradition. You get chills coming into this arena. So that was definitely one of the biggest things.
Pete?
For both of you guys, what will your roles be this year? And I know practice hasn't started yet, so that hasn't been finalized yet. But in terms of what you bring to Indiana, if you both are kind of address that.
I think my role off the court, and is being a 22-year-old leader that's that's seen what it's been like to get to the Final Four, seen what it's been like to win Big Ten championships, and it's kind of be that voice in the locker room that can kind of just make everyone stay focused and stay on the right track, and make sure everything's being done the right way.
I think for me, not being able to compete in the games this year, I think for me, it's just making practice competitive. Just bringing the extra edge of practice, always bringing the energy, being a leader, and just making practice competitive. That's my biggest thing.
On the court, how do you guys feel like you fit in? Obviously, Josh, not this year, but on the court, how do you guys feel like you fit in with this team?
Oh, very well. Like I was saying, one of the reasons I came here was, the guys on the team, the kind of the vibe I got from, the players and the system. I think, it's a really fun team to be a part of. You got a lot of guys out there that's just trying to make everyone better and trying to win games, which is, so much fun to be a part of.
Just being a leader. We have a great group of guys, a lot of guys that just want to learn, want to come in and get better every day. So just being a leader, learning, teaching guys, because I've played college basketball for 2 years, so I kind of know a little bit. So just teaching guys little things that they need to know.
Go ahead.
Josh, how's your health right now, and then how can this redshirt year help your development going forward?
My health right now, I haven't started jogging, but I'll probably start jogging in the near couple weeks. So as that comes along, I think I've just been working on little stuff like ball handling, correcting things on my jump shot, my passing ability. So I've just been working on the little things that have been weaknesses in my game in the past. So just sharpening them things up.
Go ahead, Alex.
Max, one of the things you talked about when you decided to come here was Coach Green, watching your film and seeing different things that maybe you could do differently on the floor. What, I guess, as you've gone through workouts and things like that, has there been anything you've noticed differently about maybe how your game you'll be used here, or how you can change your game on the floor?
Yeah, like Josh was saying, attacking the weaknesses. Coach Green's big on kind of listing those out and really just going at them 100%. Just whatever you need to do, whether it's improving little things in your jump shot, your dribble, just getting lower on just post moves or whatever. It's all that he really sees all of that, and just kind of lists those out and just reminds you every day, just attack those.
This is an odd way to put this question. Have you guys ever seen the movie Alien? No? Really? All right. The tied in with the mask that you guys wear during workouts and stuff like that, is that, what is that like when you're doing that and you have to wear that mask?
Yeah, it's tough. You see some people in the National Football and Basketball League use them. it really makes you force, breathing in and out a lot harder. So, I guess, for someone that hasn't done it, it's almost like working out with breathing through like a few straws. So, you really have to like kind of push out and, really like, suck in when you're like going for oxygen.
And is it working? I mean, do you feel fitter or you just feel odd?
Yeah, I mean, I think, when you translate that to on the court and you're running up and down, I feel personally that, I've gotten a little more wind from that, instead of you losing your breath first and then like your body kind of getting tired second, for me, it's starting to go the other way where my body's getting tired, my breath's still good.
You have to see the movie Alien, just.
Sam?
Yeah, you guys both mentioned just the program's tradition from, I guess, the way you saw it when you were on other teams, obviously Michigan, to comparing it to how you see it now. I guess, did it meet your expectations? Is it different, I guess, now that you're here, just the tradition, the history of the program?
It definitely, when you walk into the gym, it's a lot of posters, a lot of things that'll remind you of the tradition. So when you walk in here, you definitely get reminded of the players that have been here, the work that's been put in, all the accomplishments that have occurred here. So you definitely get reminded of that as soon as you get in. So it's been a big part.
Yeah, I'd say, tradition's one of the huge things here. There's because of that tradition, there's a very high expectation on the basketball program. And, coming from Michigan to here, it's, they're both Big Ten schools, they are similar in a lot of ways, but I would say, just kind of that, expectation, for a national championship every year is, a little more stress.
Josh, what do you remember about playing against Yogi Ferrell from last year? What kind of things might you be able to pull from this 1 year you play with, work out with, and so forth?
I would have to say his passing ability. He sees the floor well. He always dribbling with his eyes up. He sees the next play very well. So I think those are some of the things that I pick up. I ask him about, get pointers on. So I'm constantly now that I'm sitting on the sideline, I'm constantly watching his game, learning the little things that he does to get past his man, see the next play. And so I'm just learning every day.
Zach?
Max, you, I guess, penned a letter to A.J. Guyton, and you sort of made the rounds on Twitter. Just what was the motivation behind that? Were there other guys that sent out similar letters to other IU alums, and just sort of did you feel like sort of you said what you wanted to say, I guess, in that letter?
Yeah, we felt, as a program, it would be good to kind of address some of those issues. And, personally, I made sure, I got A.J. Guyton, and I made sure I wrote to him, him being from my hometown, having some of those connections, and, him being such a big part of this program, becoming where it is right now. And yeah, I thought it was something that needed to be done, and, just something that, couldn't have anything but good outcomes.
Mike?
I was actually going to ask the same question, but I guess to follow with that, I mean, Max, have you maybe been asked to be more of a leader, both, I guess, off the court, but on the court too? Given some of the things that have happened last 2 weeks, has that been maybe hammered into maybe just a little more given the things that have happened?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Green and I have talked, and he said, just coming here, don't have any hesitations. I'm only here for a year, so I don't really have time to kind of be feeling things out for months, and figure things out by January and then start being a leader. So just kind of come in right away and just kind of share my experience and share that positive attitude and on what we can do as a team to be successful.
Max, how hard is the one and done approach, overall, that you don't have a lot of time? When did you get here? When did you get to campus?
I got here in June.
Okay, so basically you have till March, so you have less than a year to get done what you want to get done athletically. How hard is that transition?
I think it's been a very interesting process so far. Just kind of basically deciding, where I was going to attend my, final year of my final year of eligibility, and then being shipped off a few days later to go start working out and stuff. So I think that the transition's been it's been interesting, to say the least. Just kind of getting adapted as quick as I could, getting settled in. Just kind of getting everything set up has been the hardest thing. Just figuring out what I need to do from going from one place to another, and all the little intricacies that there are that come with that.
Are the systems similar at all in terms of what was in Michigan and what's here? They're totally different.
The system, like as far as what?
Basketball, offensively, defensively, principles, that type of stuff.
I think the similarity, the main similarity is being the Big Ten. They have some of the same values, but as far as just kind of philosophies, they are a little more on the opposite sides of the spectrum. You know, I'd say, where Michigan's a very, methodical. We run our offense. We run, things with the, the spacing and really the perfect timing. Where Coach Crane's a little more free and, likes guys to, use their instincts and kind of cut more freely and, do that sort of thing. So it's a little bit different there, coming from the different coaching styles, but, I'm getting adapted to it pretty quick.
Max, I'm curious, the word leadership's come up a couple times in your question. You hear that word thrown around so much. I guess as an individual, what does it mean to you, that word specifically? What does it mean to you?
I think it's mixing. You got the leaders by example. The vocal leaders. It's a mix of doing both of those. Coming in every day and just being consistent. Having that consistency and everyone wants to see consistency in a leader as well as when things aren't going the way you want them to. Speaking out and making sure that everything stays the same day in, day out, and that anything we can improve on needs to be improved on. And whether it's holding guys accountable or just making sure something super simple is getting done, just making sure that happens.
Go ahead.
On the defensive side of the ball, or end of the court, Indiana maybe didn't perform as well as it wanted to last year. What do you guys feel like you can bring, especially you, Max, this year? What do you feel like you guys can bring to kind of improve that?
Yeah, I'd say, being around the Big Ten and just, all the systems for so long, you can start to kind of figure out, I'd say the biggest comparison for me is going from high school to college freshman year and, really just trying to learn the principles but not really having any anticipation skills. I think kind of knowing, what a lot of teams run and, what they're looking for at all times is probably one of my biggest strengths. Being able to be at the right place at the right time, kind of, seeing things before they happen, probably my best defensive strength.
I would say for me, just being a pest, real quick, real speedy, so I would just say me being a pest on the defensive end, picking up, getting steals, getting deflections, and I know some of that, like playing college basketball, you kind of get a feel for certain actions. So just being able to anticipate those actions and just being in the right place at the right time, getting your hands on the ball, and that'll just make it easy.
Max, you've been around for